Football. Starting from the World Youth Championship with Messi. Introduction. 2008. When the train of time slowly passes by. Do you still remember those vanished past? The classical midfielder, which has been abandoned by modern football, appeared at the scene of the Stamford Bridge tragedy in this magical year. Between a stop, a turn, and a pass, the seemingly tight defense line collapsed instantly. At this moment, people realized that classicism is glory. Chapter 1. The disabled Rickerme module youth who was dismissed again. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Step by step. Step by step. Step by step. Step by step, step by step. Welcome everyone to the top 10 football events in the world. In this issue, the editor brings you the Zhongyong series of the top 10 injuries in world football. 10th place. Argentine genius boy Saviola. In 1999, when 18-year-old Saviola stood on the podium of the South American Footballer of the Year, what a sight he was. However, fate played tricks on people. When Saviola, who was adorned with a superstar aura, arrived at the football club Barcelona, his performance left everyone extremely disappointed. 5th place. Feng, a genius youth who rivals Messi in the 2005 World Youth Championship. The super midfield genius who emerged from the 2005 Chinese national youth team's Super Platinum generation was amazed by the world scouts as soon as he landed on the stage of the Dutch Youth World Championship. His magnificent footwork skills and suffocating dreamy passes, especially the elegance revealed from the bones as a classical midfielder, made the appearance of Feng make Chinese fans that year seem to see the most beautiful future of Chinese football. Feng, the assist king of the World Youth Championship, fell behind Messi by one vote and failed to win the Ballon d'Or at the tournament. He even received a trial opportunity from Barcelona after the tournament. However, 3 years later, Feng has completely disappeared in Germany. It is rumored that after the tournament, Feng began a promiscuous life of indulgence and extravagance, which has made his future completely bleak. It is also because of these filthy private lives that he has been permanently expelled from the Chinese Football Association. According to the latest news obtained by our reporter, Feng, who has not appeared in Bayern Munich this season, has now appeared on the squad for Bayern's winter transfer period. If there are no changes, this talented midfielder who once surprised fans all over China will face the embarrassing situation of having no football to play on his 21st birthday. December 24, 2007. In a simple Chinese restaurant in Munich, Germany, a middle-aged man with calluses on his hands is sitting in front of the TV watching the most famous football program in his distant hometown. However, the originally enthusiastic middle-aged man stood up and turned off the TV after seeing the description of Feng on it. What the fuck are you talking about? What does it mean that our family's Xiaofeng started a promiscuous and extravagant life after the World Youth Championship? What does it mean that his polluted private life led to his permanent expulsion from the Chinese Football Association? Aren't those his mother bastards playing tricks to take over our son's ownership after the World Youth Championships? Damn it, it's fortunate that I paid our son's penalty for breach of contract back then. Otherwise, how could our son play football in Germany now? You just say that among those Xiaofeng teammates, besides Xiaodong, which one came out first? You mean it, his mother boy. After cursing and speaking, the middle-aged man turned his head to look at the woman who was making dumplings. Like men, a woman who is only 40 years old, her originally pretty face has lost its luster due to her wandering life. However, even so, after hearing her husband speak up for her son, the woman still forced herself to give her husband a positive smile. Yes, for her son's future, she has never regretted smashing pots and selling iron, even though her current life is really a bit messy. It's just that's not right. Hey, the child's father, just now. Did the TV say that our son seems to be on some kind of cleaning list? A woman's words also made the man suddenly react. Yeah, the latest news. Are you on the cleaning list? It's broken. Isn't it agreed that we signed a 1-year contract? We moved in from Spain just for this 1-year contract, why did we just sign it in 6 months? Hey! Waiting for Xiaofeng's training to come back, don't let him know. This TV has all been reported, can Xiaofeng not know it himself? Why didn't this kid tell us? Don't you know what kind of personality that kid has? Even if he has nowhere to train, he will keep it from us and not let us worry. Hey, it's all my fault as an old man for not having the ability. Apart from cooking, I don't know anything. Alright, let's not talk about it anymore. At this point, Xiaofeng should be back soon. As they were speaking, the shop door creaked as someone pushed it open. Soon, a handsome young man with black hair sneaked in from the door. Dad, you guys are already busy. Aha. It's getting busy, Xiaofeng. You're training. Cough cough, Xiaofeng, come and see what kind of filling Mom mixed for you today. The young man is a very sensitive person. Although his father didn't say anything, from the hesitant gaze, the young man guessed that his parents should already know. However, family many times, the most suitable thing is a white lie. So, 3 people who knew the future had become dark sat together in a foreign land, smiling and making dumplings. The restaurant only offers dumplings today. You know, this is Christmas Eve. Who would come to a Chinese restaurant to eat dumplings? Those Chinese people who have arrived in Germany also give up their traditions as if they can truly integrate into the German community after eating turkey, and pray around the turkey in Chebiology. So, this night, 3 people happily ate a Christmas dumpling. No foreign flavor, pure Chinese dumplings. At 8 p.m. After cleaning the restaurant, Feng also returned to his room. Close the door and lie in bed. Feng can finally rest for a while. Yes, as the news on TV said, he has already been talked to by the Bayern coaching staff today. During the winter break, Bayern will list him. If no team takes over, Bayern will dismiss Feng. Who? Take a long breath. Feng took out his phone, but he still hasn't received a reply to the text message he sent to the inexperienced agent he hired this morning. Yeah, which team would continue to spend money on a young person who hasn't grown in the past 3 years and can't even avoid a forward pass? And this young man is his mother, 21 years old. As a footballer, after more than 3 years of being here, he didn't even have any growth in attributes. Sometimes, Feng even felt that he was the most miserable footballer in history. Shaking his head, Feng once again entered the system that had remained motionless for 3 years. Yes, as a traveler, Feng also equipped himself with a live football system while traveling. However, during the World Youth Championship, in order to help the national youth team reach the trophy that may never be touched, he inexplicably chose a difficult SSS-level championship task. The reward is very generous, and the system directly gives a full-level attribute card. However, generous rewards also come with risks. It was because he did not sign a dead contract with his original club according to the instructions of the Football Association leader, that he was not able to play in the quarter-finals, which was considered a regret by all Chinese people. History has not changed, the platinum generation of the Chinese Youth League unfortunately lost to the German team. From then on, the failure of the task also cooled down his system. Moreover, all of his data-driven personal attributes are cooling down together. After calculation, it seems like almost 3.5 years have passed. Originally, 2.5 years ago, he thought the system would mercilessly give him some face as a young man who had been practicing for 2.5 years, but no miracles have occurred. From beginning to end, the system remained in a cooling state. The incomplete version of the Rikelmei template is still hanging in the middle position. Very ironic template. Although he amazed everyone at the World Youth Championship with this incomplete template, what's frustrating is that even the peak Rikelmei couldn't adapt to the 5 major leagues due to his slow pace. What else can his incomplete version of the Rikelmei template show him? In the past 3 years, he failed Barcelona's trial and was lucky enough to be signed by Real Betis. However, after joining a La Liga team, his problem of having too long a forward swing in skills was infinitely magnified. For 2 whole years, he had a great time playing against the reserve team. As long as he joined the first team, he couldn't even handle the most talented centre-back in the first team. So he left La Liga helplessly, hoping to give it a try in the rough Bundesliga. However, when he was unexpectedly signed by Bayern Munich like a gamble, despite the halo of being the strongest midfielder in the youth league, he realized that the roughness of the Bundesliga made it even more difficult for him to adapt. From then on, he also completely became the injured Zhongyong player in everyone's eyes. Moreover, he is a typical material player who was banned by the Chinese Football Association due to his own termination of contract. Helplessly shaking his head, Feng logged out of the system and sat at the desk, opening his computer. Not playing games, Feng plans to look for part-time jobs online. He can't be raised by his parents like this anymore. Those calloused hands, he really can't stand it. He doesn't have the exclusive skill of becoming rich like other passers-by, and the only thing he knows about Bitcoin is that it will take him 2 years to appear. In the past 2 years, he has been earning the team's minimum salary and struggling to make ends meet. And his parents have been constantly drifting with him. Wherever they go, they open a simple Chinese restaurant and look for a book garden www.zhaozhuiyuan.com, even if the business is bleak and can't be seen. Boxing ring companion training, €100 per day as a base, injuries count separately. Damn it, it's his mother money. Our small physique doesn't work. If we go here, we can't even send the white-haired person to the black-haired person. Nightclub full-time staff, €1,000 per night, extra for injuries. Nightclub full-time job. How could the full-time staff of this nightclub still get injured? Where was the injury? Hush. 10s. 9s. 8s. While Feng was still roast that these part-time jobs on the internet were unreliable, the system that had been silent for 3.5 years unexpectedly made a long-lost voice. Countdown. What is the situation? 2s. 1s. Ding dong. Task failed, system cooling time has ended, system is back to normal operation. Ding dong. Accumulated experience is being calculated. 1%. 2%. 99%. 100%. Ding dong. Host accumulated experience calculation completed. The incomplete version of the host Rickerme template is being upgraded. Upgrade completed. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the special edition of the Youth Rickerme template, High Growth. What the hell? Has the incomplete version become the youth version? Also, what does that special word mean? Chapter 2. The story of Fan Jia'er and Rikelmei, what is it about my Feng? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Feng is very confused. During these 3 years, he can be said to have memorized his unchanging attributes. After adding the incomplete version of the Rikelmei template back then, Feng's overall attributes can be considered at the top level of the youth team. Attack. 71 control. 78 dribbling. 80 passing. 85 shooting. 69 heading. 60 set ball. 59 arc ball. 83 speed. 75 foot strength. 78 jumping. 61 body contact. 70 physical strength. 70 defense. 51 grabbing the ball, 55 comprehensive evaluation, 72 age 21, growth D, template features. Incomplete version of Rikelmei, with a 1-second pass shake. 1 second pause observation time before passing a deadly ball, irreversible, overall evaluation of 72, especially the 85 pass, was definitely a standout presence in the World Youth Championship 3 years ago. Relying on his youth team's unsolvable passing, the Chinese national youth team almost crushed and advanced to the quarterfinals all the way. However, this attribute is top-notch in youth team matches, and when it comes to the 5 major leagues, Qin Feng is basically just a rotation of weak teams in the 5 major leagues. Of course, this is because Qin Feng did not have the incomplete version of the 1-second forward shake. With the addition of the 1-second pass forward shake, Qin Feng became the most disliked existence for all head coaches. Yes, in this era where football has completely abandoned classical midfield, Qin Feng has become a classical midfield that no head coach likes. He needs a long period of ball control to find an opportunity to send the ball out. However, modern football never gave him this opportunity. In these 3 years, Qin Feng has had a very miserable life. Especially in the 6 months since joining Bayern, Qin Feng has not even had a chance to play. To be precise, due to Van Gaal's prejudice against classical midfielders, Qin Feng rarely has the opportunity to play in the first team's training matches. In Qin Feng's memory, the most common sentence he heard from Van Gaal was, "Fuck. Hurry up and hand over the ball, fuck." Okay, Qin Feng is very clear about why fan Jia'er has such prejudice against him. Originally, Van Gaal had Rikelmei allergy, but who made him come directly with an incomplete version of the Rikelmei template. Before coming to Bayern, Qin Feng clearly remembered that Van Gaal would only come to Bayern at the end of 2008, which is the next season. Who could have thought that perhaps it was his little butterfly's existence that Van Gaal arrived at Bayern a year earlier than before? Shaking his head, Qin Feng stopped thinking about these annoying things and focused his attention directly on the brand new panel he had been looking forward to for 3 years. Attack. 71 control. 78 dribbling. 80 passing. 85 shooting. 69 heading. 60 set ball. 59 arc ball. 83 speed. 75 foot strength. 78 jumping. 61 body contact. 70 physical strength. 70 defense. 51, grabbing the ball. 55 disappointment. Yes, after reading the attribute template at the front, Qin Feng's heart suddenly cooled. The crisp upgraded sound of the module made him think he could be like the male protagonist of Shuangwen for 30 years. Don't deceive the poor youth in Hedong and Heshi. Who would have thought that his attribute points, which had not changed in those 3 years, would still remain the same as before without any change? This what the fuck is this upgrade? However, just as Qin Feng was about to despair, a change that made him ecstatic appeared in an instant. Comprehensive evaluation. 74 years old, 21 years old, growth SSS, template feature. Special edition youth Rikelmei, high growth, with 0.25s pass speed optimization, upgradable, template exclusive special effects. Elegant master, increases ball control and possession viewing by 100%, and increases passing success rate by 10%. Crazy joy. Yes, the most painful 1-second pass shake for Qin Feng is gone. On the contrary, the high-growth template even evolved his pass-forward swing into an optimized pass speed of 0.25 seconds. What does 0.25s optimization mean? On the football field, 0.1 seconds can determine everything, let alone 0.25 seconds. Especially the last 3 words that can be upgraded. You don't have to guess Qin Feng, but he knows that the optimization of the 0.25s passing speed can still be further strengthened. 0.5s even optimized to 1 second in the end. Perhaps, in the end, can the Rikelmei template be optimized into a high-speed moving super shell conveyor? Not only that, but also the high growth potential and a 10% success rate of SSS. At this moment, Qin Feng knew that Shang Zhongyong, who had been despised by everyone for the past 3 years, might really become different. Inside the Bayern Munich club building. Bayern Munich head coach Van Gaal was discussing with his coaching team with a smile on his face about the team's upcoming winter break signing plan. Although today is Christmas, the coach came to the office very early and was very dedicated. For no other reason, the coach wanted to optimize his Bayern team to cope with the upcoming intensive competition schedule after the new year. After all, he is Van Gaal. He didn't come to Bayern to win the Bundesliga championship, he came to bring the Champions League championship to Bayern. Boss, this is the finalized optimization list. Assistant coach Pandel stood in front of Van Gaal with a list of 3 names printed on it. Accepted the list with a smile on his face. However, when Fan Jia'er saw the name of Feng at the top of the list, his face, which was originally full of smiles, instantly cooled down. Feng. With the appearance of this name, memories that had not been remembered for a long time suddenly emerged in Van Gaal's mind. When you control the ball, you are one of the best players in the world, but when you don't have the ball under your feet, we are like missing one player. Damn it, pass the ball out. What are you waiting for? You're the cancer of the team. All of Barcelona's victories were lost on your damn sticky ball. Old man, you don't know what art is, and you don't know what true front waist is. I am the greatest number 10 in Argentina, and you are just an arrogant and vulgar Dutchman. Barcelona doesn't need you. I also don't want to appear on the same team as you. That dusty memory is still like a needle prick to this day. Yeah, since the first time I saw that Chinese person on the training ground at Bayern, the coach couldn't help but associate that guy with Rikelmei. It's clear that the two people have never met, but why, every move of the boy, even the most disgusting pass, is exactly the same as that of Rikelmei. There's no way. Van Gaal knew he might have gone too far, but he didn't hesitate to send the Chinese kid to the reserve team. Boss, most of the players who are interested in us now are German second division teams. The Hertha Berlin has some interest in Christian Saba, but the Hertha Berlin can only offer a maximum price of €800,000. 800,000. It's better to give them the Hertha Berlin. Forget it, let Saba stay with Team B, anyway that guy doesn't have much ambition. Okay boss. Another one is that Feng. As you expected, that guy doesn't have many teams interested. Don't you have any teams? That guy can still go to the German second division. Alright, look for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. If we can't change his problem of slow passing, he probably has to go to the German third division team. Alright, boss. The day after tomorrow is our German Cup match against an amateur team from Zingladbach. Let that kid play and see if there's a team interested. At least give that kid a chance. Hee. Pandel, you can arrange it. It shouldn't be a problem for that kid to deal with amateur teams. If no one is interested after the game, let him leave directly. We need to find some more substitute players that can be used. In the second half of the season, Bayern Munich will have to face a level of difficulty that cannot be compared to the first half of the season. Okay, boss. I'll go handle it now. After speaking, Pandel politely left Van Gaal's office with the other members of the coaching team. After everyone leaves, Van Gaal slowly stood up and walked slowly to the window. It snowed all night yesterday, and now Munich is as beautiful as putting on a layer of white wedding dress. Looking at the dazzling whiteness, Van Gaal couldn't help but frown. Elegance. Beautiful. Damn it, football needs to be efficient and fast. What classical front waist. That thing should be thrown into the trash can. P.S. During the new book period, there are 2 updates every day, at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Due to the recommendation process, Pippi had to work hard to code and save the manuscript. After it was put on the shelves, there was a huge explosion. Finally, thank you to the unstoppable rock man for his 20,000-point reward. I love you so much. Chapter 3. Is this considered a discount promotion counter? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chin, I'm sorry, because the winter break is coming, you know. I'm already figuring out a solution to what you said. Don't worry, after all, you have the world's largest Chinese market behind you. I believe that with the market behind you, I can also find a Bundesliga team for you. Also, as you know, we signed a short-term contract and our contract will expire in 4 days. Do you want us to renew it in advance? Because you have a transfer demand, the price we agreed on earlier should be slightly higher on Christmas night. Feng finally received a reply from his unreliable agent. As Feng thought, the price is the level, and this type of public agent has no other use except for having a bit of effort and constantly thinking about making money from him. Mr. Daniel, I think we should just end up like this. Feng is not the kind of person who wants to raise prices without doing anything. After showcasing himself directly to this guy, Feng hung up the phone. Xiaofeng, don't be discouraged. You are so excellent, you will definitely find a new team. Bayern Munich and these guys don't want you, that's their loss. After hearing that his beloved son had fired his agent, old Qin still maintained his unwavering support for Feng. Feng's mother beside her looked at her husband's heartless expression, and also smiled helplessly. Although the old man's performance was not surprising, only she knew that he had spent the whole night searching through information to help his son find a team. Oh, when have I ever been discouraged? Xiaofeng, you've been sensible since childhood. As the saying goes, no matter what the outcome, we are both your staunch supporters. Your father and I have discussed it, and you're still young. If the Bundesliga really doesn't work, we'll find a Bundesliga team or something. Anyway, our store doesn't have much business in Munich. As long as you find a team, your parents will sell it. Mom, get it. Looking at the tearful eyes of his elderly mother, Feng really didn't know how to explain to these two of him. Can you tell them that their precious son, Golden Finger, has already accumulated energy and can take them to the pinnacle of life immediately? My door is often open to accommodate heaven and earth. I don't know how to persuade these two. Feng's phone suddenly rang. Taking out his phone, it turned out to be Bayern assistant coach Pandels. Feng is a bit confused. According to reason, as a member of the reserve team, he probably doesn't have much business dealings with Pandel. The most people who have some contact with him on weekdays are Pandel's assistants. Although there was some confusion, Feng still pressed the button to connect. Mr. Pandel. Oh, Merry Christmas, child. You too, Mr. Pandel, Merry Christmas. I have good news to inform you. Good news. Now Feng's mind is a bit lost. Even though he has already been confirmed on Bayern's squad, what good news is there for him at this time? The boss has already finalized the squad for the German Cup the day after tomorrow, and you are among them. And not only are you on the squad, there should be your appearance in the second half. Prepare well. What is the situation? Pander had hung up the phone, but Feng still couldn't react. How is Xiaofeng doing? The assistant coach at Bayern said that I am on the squad for the German Cup the day after tomorrow and I will also have a chance to play. Although I don't know what's going on, at least for the elderly couple who are still feeling melancholy in front of them, this should be good news. Old lady, take a look, what am I saying? I just said that it must have been a good thing for me to dream of stepping on dog poop last night. Look, our team Xiaofeng can finally play. And it's also an important game like the German Cup. By the way, is Xiaofeng from Bayern's first team? Mr. Pandel is a teaching assistant for the first team, and what he said. Should be the first team, right? That's right. These Germans must be reluctant to let our little wind leave the team. They should be planning to use the main spot to keep you. Yes, no, old lady. Woo-woo, it's been half a year now, finally. Finally, our family's Xiaofeng can compete. By the way, the German Cup is being broadcasted domestically. I have to tell my mom about this. Oh, what are you saying to them again? You haven't heard enough of your parents' sarcastic remarks in recent years. Hello. Qin Hao, what are you talking about? Do you have a conscience? If it weren't for my mother secretly transferring all of our retirement benefits to us and looking for the book garden www.zhaozhuiyuan.com, do you think we would still have the money to open a store? As soon as the words were spoken, Qin's mother regretted it. On the other hand, old Qin also immediately signaled to Qin's mother. Although they have been living very hard, they have never told their own son about these things. They know that their son's arrival at Bayern Munich from the Spanish second division team is completely the kind of lowest paying joining, so in the past 6 months, they have never used the 10 cents their son gave them, and all the money has been saved up with the intention of using it as a reserve fund for their son to find a team in the future. Cough cough, no way. If you want to call your family, I also need to call my old brothers. How could my son finally play an official game at Bayern Munich? That's a big club. By the way, is our son the first player to play in a big club in China? Hey, Xiaodong has already played at Manchester United, your son can only be considered second. Huh, that's not bad either. Among the scumbags from the national youth team, our son is just a little bit involved with Xiaodongning. That's it. Just now, the old couple, who were still feeling guilty about the uncertain future, picked up the phone one by one with a smile and publicized their son's final appearance at Bayern. At this moment, Qin Feng showed no signs of happiness. There's no way. After thinking for a while, Qin Feng finally understood Pander's meaning. This we are about to enter the winter transfer period. It's his mother that I went to the special counter of the supermarket for the sale of food on the way. And it's still the kind that can be tried directly. Chapter 4. The Poor Klopp and Poor Qin Feng of that year. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The timeline is a very mysterious existence. The man who originally left Mainz in the summer of 2008 to embark on his legendary years of Dortmund youth storm arrived in Gelsenkirchen a year earlier by a stroke of fate. Perhaps due to coming too early, Klopp, who had not yet gathered the super little monsters of Hummels and Sabadisai, encountered a nearly desperate situation during his season at Dortmund. The league is almost halfway through, and his team is even about to fall into the relegation zone. Boss, this is the list of players that various Bundesliga teams are planning to sell during their winter break, as well as La Liga, Premier League, Serie A, and so on. I have listed them all. Thank you, Hayden. By the way, roughly how many items can fit our budget after deletion? Klopp, frowning tightly, looked up at his assistant with great anticipation. However, upon seeing the cramped appearance of his assistant, old Ko could only sigh helplessly. There's no way. Poor, and now Dortmund is not ordinary poor. Those players, even those intended to be sold by the top 5 league teams, are not something that today's impoverished Dortmund can buy. Oh. By the way, boss, the upcoming German Cup is also an opportunity. As usual, this round of the German Cup can usually attract many players who can handle it. Upon hearing the assistant's reminder, old Ko also immediately realized it. Yeah, isn't the annual German Cup before the winter break an opportunity for those low-level league teams to showcase themselves to the whole of Germany? Maybe he can really find some good candidates that can enrich the bench. Then let's scatter all our scouts. Every game of this round of the German Cup will be on site, no matter what team it is, as long as there are characteristics, they must report to me. Okay, boss. After speaking, Hayden stood up and left Klopp's room. After Hayden closed the door and looked at the pile of cumbersome materials on his desk, old Coat sighed helplessly and started studying again. It's still very far away. He is really far from his dream of Dortmund. Munich Bayern training ground. Just as Klopp was still studying how the team should strive to break out of the relegation zone in the second half of the season, the proud Van Gaal was already preparing for the Champions League knockout stage. The German Cup. The opponent is still his mother's semi-professional team. How could Van Gaal spend his precious time on that? Quick ball. Right. That's it. Don't waste the ball in midfield, what we need is to increase the speed. On the right. Fan Jia'er, who was in his prime, shouted loudly to his disciples on the field. Although the holiday is coming soon, he never intended to give his team of football stars a minute to slack off. Lao Fan shouted like this, and his disciples, as he had hoped, unleashed the speed of their attack to the extreme. Van Bommel, who received the ball from the middle, without any pause, turned sideways and kicked the ball out. Zé Roberto released the ball with his right foot, and with just one change of direction, he pulled it out from the close pressure of the B-team defender, followed by a burst. In an instant, Bayern A team pushed the ball into B-team's defensive hinterland. In the penalty area of Team B, Bayern striker Tony had long held on to the centre-back of Team B. Before Tony could wave, Zé Roberto, who had reached the sidelines, accurately passed the ball to Tony's head with a long pass. Jump up high and gently. Tony steadily delivered the ball into the goal guarded by the B-team goalkeeper. That's the conversion speed. Don't give your opponent any reaction or opportunity to organize defense. Efficient, fast, and doesn't give opponents any breathing time. This is what Bayern really needs. Lao Fan is satisfied. Of course, while satisfied, Lao Fan didn't forget to glance his head towards the sidelines. At that place, the Chinese kid who came to report this morning was patiently waiting for the opportunity to play, but as the end of training approached, old Fan no longer wanted to give that Chinese kid any chance to perform. Of course. The most important thing is that Lao Fan is in a good mood now. He doesn't want to see that guy use his most disliked Rikelmei-style ball control to ruin his mood anymore. That's it. The training match has ended. Feng silently practiced alone on Bayern's training ground all morning. Except for the two individuals who have also been listed for sale who talked to him about their expectations for the future, there were not many people in the entire team talking to Feng on zhaozuiyuan.com. There's no way, who would let everyone know that these people in front of us are the ones that the team has already decided to clean up. This is professional football. Here, there is no worldly wisdom, only the cruelest law of the jungle. The game time is tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can come to the team early to gather. When everyone started packing and leaving, the assistant coach seemed to finally think of this young man who had not appeared in the first team for a long time. After finishing these words, Pander sighed and patted Feng's shoulder. Pander knows that Feng can be said to be the most hard-working player in the entire team, but unfortunately, in Bayern Munich, what they need is not diligence, they only need geniuses, and they are the kind of geniuses among them. Pandel left. And Feng also laughed self-deprecatingly, then picked up his backpack and quickly left Bayern's training ground. Feng knew that this might be his last time coming to this training ground. After tomorrow, he will have to say goodbye to Bayern completely. There's nothing to be reluctant about, Feng just feels a bit regretful that he couldn't give his new template's ability a good try in Bayern's last training match. He still doesn't know what kind of existence his original attribute would be with a 0.25-second pass time bonus. Will it be like these 3 years, being casually marked by opponents become a fatal loophole in the team's attack and defense transition? Chapter 5. When the story truly begins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. December 27, 2007. As the winter break is about to begin, Bayern fans finally waited for the last feast of 2007 at the Allianz Stadium. The German Cup, and Bayern's opponents are also teams in the 5th-tier league. Everyone knows that this game will definitely be a one-sided massacre. However, just as everyone was speculating about what score Bayern would use to create a tragedy, a dramatic scene emerged. Yes. This game may be due to Bayern almost having all the substitutes and reserve team players on board. In the 65th minute of the game, Bayern still hasn't scored a goal. Damn it. What are these guys doing? I'm not here at Allianz Stadium to see Bayern Munich draw. God, who can tell me, what is our opponent's name? Where do they come from, and why can they still hold on at Allianz Stadium until now? Van Gaal is too light on the enemy. What did he think about this game? It's all a group of guys who don't even count as substitutes. Fuck. We need to win, change people quickly. On the stands of Allianz Stadium. Watching the game approaching 70 minutes, Bayern Munich still couldn't score, and the group of fans in the stands couldn't sit still. The boos, whistles, and even a lot of insults gradually became clear. And Van Gaal, who was sitting in front of Bayern's substitute, gradually became impatient from his calm expression at the beginning. Boss, let's switch people. The opposite side is too shameless. 6 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders, this. Don't say Lao Fan is in a hurry, the assistant coach will be even more anxious than Lao Fan. There's no way, who let this game be set up by Old Fan's defense. If this is really forced to a draw by such a 5th-tier league team, even the saliva of the fans can drown them. Change it, change it. Let Miloslav and Mark go, and Van Gaal originally wanted to replace his double center forward and midfield core, but he hadn't finished speaking yet, Panda reminded. Boss, that Cheen has already warmed up twice. Okay. Upon hearing Pandel's words, Van Gaal pondered for a moment before turning his gaze to the black-haired boy by the sidelines. There was no hopeful gaze or anxious expression. That guy was like he had nothing to do with everything, doing warm-up exercises over and over again. 3 replacement spots, now the opposing team has given up attacking and replaced the bus with that kid to go up. It shouldn't have any impact on the team's defense. Forget it. I have been keeping this kid in the reserve team for half a year because of my own preferences, and these last 20 minutes can be considered as charity given to him by myself. Yes, it's charity. Noble Dutch people have always understood charity. After a brief moment of silence, Van Gaal finally gave Pandel a approving look. Hey. Cheen. Come here, there's Miloslav and Mark. Warm-up area. Diligent while still warming up, suddenly heard Pandel shout. There was no sense of surprise. Cheen Feng ran slowly to Pander's side. Before the start of this game, Cheen Feng never thought he could make an appearance in the game of the old man Van Gaal. Especially when I saw that the substitutes of Bayern Munich were forced to this extent by an unknown Mönchengladbach. According to the old guy's habit, this time should be the time when the last 3 rocket ended the game directly. Mr. Pandel. Although he didn't expect it, Cheen Feng still politely listened to Pander's tactical arrangements. For no other reason, at least during the period when he is about to leave Bayern, Pander is the only coach who is looking at him directly. Cheen, after going up, follow your habits to attract opponent's defense. Pay attention, you have to give the final pass to Mark. Mark, everything is up to you. After speaking, Pandel turned his gaze to Van Bommel. There was no response, as Captain Van Bommel knew what he should do at such times. Hey, hey, hey. Old lady, look, is that our son? Our son is standing at the edge of the field. Woo-woo. It's our son, finally. Finally waiting. Hello, old man, did you see that? That young man with black hair, the young man who is about to come on stage is my son. Hello. Lao Li, have you found the online live broadcast room? Xiaofeng is going to play, what? Haven't you found it yet? Is there no place to live stream in China? Damn it. With such an important match as the German Cup, no one is live streaming in China. At this moment, the tens of thousands of fans at the Allianz Stadium in Noda, apart from these two, did not pay attention to the young man wearing the number 51 jersey. Including Dortmund scout Heisen, who traveled a long distance from Gelsenkirchen to Allianz Stadium. Bayern can be forced to this extent, but Hesse is extremely happy. From the beginning of the game until now, his gaze has not shifted away from the number 8 midfielder of Mönchengladbach Athletic. With a height of 1.82 meters and an extremely strong body, coupled with excellent positioning ability. The most important thing is that this guy is only 18 years old. With just a slight modification after signing, this young midfielder named Hilda will definitely be able to establish a foothold in the German second division, and even in the German Bundesliga. Of course, Heisen knew that the outstanding performance of this young man named Hilda before was entirely due to the fact that all the players in Bayern were reserve team or even youth team players. Van Bommel is about to make his debut, and now it's the real test for Hilda. Heisen was looking forward to Hilda's performance, and under this expectation, his gaze involuntarily shifted to the Bayern player who had just appeared. Midfield. And the position is relatively forward, looking more prominent than Van Bommel's position. This guy front waist. When did Bayern have such a midfielder? Looking at his somewhat thin body, how could he possibly break through the dense defensive line of the current Borussia Mönchengladbach competition? Yes, it should be Van Gaal's tactic to have that guy hold the ball and attack. Soon, that kid will pass the ball back to Van Bommel and let him deliver a fatal blow. Allianz Stadium. The loud shouting continued. Feng, who played for the first time in half a year for Bayern in an official match, calmly received a diagonal pass from Van Bommel with his right foot. The captain is already running away. But after receiving the ball, Feng easily observed that all three midfielders of Mönchengladbach Athletic had already surrounded Van Bommel's side. And the two of them were sandwiched around Klose, who was at the forefront. Bayern Munich has proven their incompetence in 70 minutes on both sides. In this situation, Feng knew that only by continuing to control the ball at his feet and waiting for the opponent to have a loophole could he break through the goal. So even though the captain had already signaled to return the ball to him with both hands, Feng ignored it. He just started crossing the midfield with the ball like this. Hesse is very curious. What exactly is the origin of that young man? Looking for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com, even though Van Bommel is already asking for the ball, why is that guy still holding the ball and pushing it forward on his own, without any intention of giving the ball to Van Gaal? That's Bayern's captain. Alright, seeing the young man charging straight towards Hilda with the ball, Hesse finally understood. It seems that this guy wants to make a name for himself in his only chance of appearing. Young people. Who wouldn't want to become famous with a Beckham-style goal at their home stadium to prove themselves? However, after so many years, it seems that only Beckham himself has become famous with just one goal like Beckham. Hesse smiled. However, on the sidelines of the court, Van Gaal, who made Feng appear in order to pity him, was unhappy. Yes. That guy named Feng, damn him, he still refuses to repent at such a time. Van Bommel has already run to his position, and that guy hasn't even passed the ball. In this kind of competition, in this kind of situation, doesn't this guy know what role he should be? He is just a supporting role sent by himself to make room for Van Bommel. It seems like he was thinking of the past, thinking of the guy he detested the most, when Van Gaal was already planning to scold the black-haired boy with the ball on the field with his veins bulging. However, at this moment, let Van Gaal know. More precisely, a scene that completely silenced the entire Allianz Stadium appeared. P.S. The new book issue is updated twice a day, and I beg readers and fathers to follow up and give various tickets and rewards. Pippi kneels and begs. Chapter 6. The waltz that belongs to the Chine wind at that moment, 2.1 chapter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Allianz Stadium, hey. Chinese kid. Fuck. Give me the ball. The captain's roar was in my ear. Dong. For a brief moment, Feng seemed to hear his own heartbeat. Lift your head. In front of us are opponents who are gritting their teeth and looking like they are about to tear everything apart. The left pass route has been blocked, and the right teammate has not followed up yet. After the back pass, the team's attack will come to an end. Dong. The 8th Hilda of the Mönchengladbach Alliance has already reached out. Left side. There is no pressure, just move your right foot horizontally and you can easily avoid this counterattack. It's a magical feeling. When the eyes of the entire Allianz Stadium were focused on themselves. Feng never imagined that his brain would enter such a mysterious realm. That is a feeling that Feng has never touched before. Just a moment of thought in the brain, my entire body is like a precision machine, fully displaying my thoughts in front of everyone. Quick. It's simply getting faster. The sense of delay that used to occur every time I wanted to do something disappeared. Feng knew that this was the change brought to him by the SSS template special effects. After a delay of 1 second transformed into an acceleration of 0.25 seconds, each of his actions seemed to have received an epic level of reinforcement. Not only is it the frequency of one's own actions, but even the rationality and aesthetics of each action have become different with the bonus of elegant master special effects. Damn it! The sound in my ear this time turned into an opponent. At the same moment, Feng saw the movement of number 8 turning sideways and sweeping with his right foot. Very slow. That silly big guy seemed to be doing slow movements in front of him. Almost at the moment when number 8 reached out, Feng moved again. The entire body, which had just twisted from the left side of number 8, turned around again in an instant. At the same time, Feng cleverly tilted the ball to the left with his left foot. That's exactly what happened, the football crawled straight through the legs of the 8th Hilda. Step by step, a drill crotch can change direction twice in a very short amount of time. Hilda was stunned. He doesn't know the 51st Bayern in front of him. Before the game, none of the coaches even told him that Bayern still has such a Korea. Or is it Japanese? Watching himself being humiliated by this Asian, Hilda immediately exerted all his strength to turn his body around again, but he forgot that he had no point of support at this moment. No surprise. That 1.8 meter strong number 8 fell to the ground with such a loud bang. Damn it, who is that guy? Why didn't anyone tell me that Bayern still has such a young man? In front of the substitute bench of Mönchengladbach United. After seeing how his midfield defensive core could be so easily fooled by opponents, the head coach of Mönchengladbach finally couldn't sit still. The only reason his team has been able to withstand Bayern's crazy attack from the beginning until now is that he has a super iron waist that can be targeted by the first team of Borussia Mönchengladbach. At this moment, the loss of the midfield defensive core means the collapse of the entire defense. Sure enough, on the court. The young man from Bayern Munich didn't hesitate at all. After shaking Hilda down with just 2 moves, he fiercely kicked the ball with his left foot. Just in the middle of the Mönchengladbach alliance, we galloped all the way. Van Bommel, who was following Feng, was still hoping that Feng could pass the ball to him to complete a fatal blow. But what he didn't know was that when a dancer heard his favorite waltz, it seemed like he was the only one left on the stage. At this moment, Feng was like the real Rikelmei, starting his own performance moment at the Allianz Stadium. A 0.25s bonus doesn't make Feng much faster, but a 0.25s bonus can make Feng slightly faster than anyone defending him. And it happened to be just a little bit that made all the Mönchengladbach United players feel uncomfortable. 40 meters. 39 meters. Watching the distance from my own goal getting closer and closer. The Mönchengladbach United players who are trapped in the penalty area can no longer stand. The 6 defenders immediately separated 2 crazy ones and pushed towards Feng. At the same time, Mönchengladbach, who was just guarding Van Bommel, joined forces with his defensive midfielder to kill from the side. The three-person pincer attack is about to take shape. Feng also saw the opponent's intention to clip the bag. However, similarly, Feng also observed a fatal gap that only he seemed to notice at the moment when the entire team of Mönching began to disrupt his defensive formation. Mönchengladbach guard Hers has arrived. Hers, panting heavily and with red eyes, dared not let the young man in front of him race with the ball like this again. Without any hesitation, the tall Hers fell directly to the side of Feng and shoveled down. Hers is very certain that his defense can definitely stop that young man. However, just as Hers fell to the ground, a scene that left him stunned appeared. He was clearly beside the unhappy-looking young man, and his right foot was about to touch the football in front of the boy. But in just a fraction of a second, the Bayern Munich young player, who was still trying his best to carry the ball, fiercely stepped on the ball. An emergency stop. Feng dodged Hers' shovel directly in this way. Hers froze and wanted to get up and pounce again, but the black-haired boy gracefully pulled the ball back in front of him. At the same time, as his teammate on the sidelines came to defend, he suddenly twisted his body and turned his back towards him. Turn your back. No. It's a Marseille turn. Just so close, the black-haired boy managed to effortlessly maneuver his way out of their pincer attack with a carefree Marseille maneuver. At this moment, Hers finally realized that the opponent he was facing was not an unknown young player from the Bayern reserve team. This inexplicable ball feeling and gorgeous dance steps. This guy is definitely a superstar for Bayern. Damn it, why didn't anyone mention such a player before the game? On the stands, those Bayern fans who were just complaining have also quieted down. Although it's only a short 10 seconds. But the elegant young man who seemed to dance at the Allianz Stadium had deeply imprinted his figure in their hearts. Who the hell is that guy? It's so beautiful to have a wonderful life. Oh my God, Marseille spins and even half turns to pull the ball. Is this guy Japanese? No. Even Japanese people have never seen someone who can kick the ball so elegantly. Hello. Why do I think every move of this guy feels like he's dancing? It's so beautiful, isn't it? The gears of fate may only begin to truly rotate at this moment. And on the Allianz field, Feng's performance is still ongoing. After defeating all the opponents with a horse race spin, there was no one to stop Feng in front of him. Captain Van Bommel is still reaching out for the ball. But at this moment, Feng had already observed the position where he could seal his throat with one sword. Left side. It's just such a short moment, just the blink of an eye. The wind moved again. Left foot. Feng rubbed the outer back of his left foot fiercely towards the lower right edge of the football. Ah! With a loud roar, in an instant, the football under Feng's feet rose from the ground and flew rapidly towards the penalty area of the Mönchengladbach United. Passing the ball. Many fans have some doubts. Even though the front is already empty, this guy can still carry the ball and wait for his right teammate to insert. Klose has already inserted straight into the penalty area, waiting for a cross from the winger. Why do we have to that kind of high-altitude ball? It would make the opponent who is swinging the bus easily push the ball out. Everyone is puzzled. Everyone in the entire Allianz Stadium just looked up at the football that Feng vigorously rubbed out. They want to know why this young man, who has already completed such a crazy performance, would pass the ball at such a time. Everyone began to stare intently at the football sent by Feng. Under the gaze of tens of thousands of people. Sure enough. The football that Feng rubbed out was flying rapidly to the joint penalty area of Mönchengladbach. At the moment when all the defensive players from Mönchengladbach were moving to the right. The football that was originally flying straight towards Klose, which had already been activated in the penalty area, was inexplicably directed towards the left side. Outer foot arch ball. Feng's pass was like drawing the most brilliant rainbow at the Allianz Stadium, crossing close and all the defensive players from Borussia Mönchengladbach, falling straight to the left of the goal. And that position. I don't know when Bayern's left winger Jia'er started, almost without any adjustment, he extended his left foot and blocked the football passed by Feng into the door of the Mönchengladbach United. Yes, Yilmaz, who had originally planned to come and pick up the leak, just lifted his foot and sent the football into the door of Borussia Mönchengladbach that they hadn't broken for 70 minutes. Beep. The referee let out a whistle and pointed his hands towards the center circle to indicate that the goal was valid. At the same time, Jia'er, who had just finished scoring in a daze, saw himself breaking the deadlock and immediately ran excitedly along the bottom line. It seemed like he wasn't satisfied enough, so Yilmaz took off his jersey directly. And the Allianz Stadium, which had just been filled with boos and dissatisfaction, suddenly exploded after the whistle sounded. Everyone was celebrating wildly, giving all the applause to Jia'er, who had already torn off his jersey. Oh my God, the goal has been scored. This is definitely the most beautiful goal I've ever seen from Bayern this season. Hurry up. Number 51. Tell me the name of that guy. When did Bayern Munich's youth academy produce such a great midfielder? This guy's passing is so beautiful, it even gives me the feeling of watching Rikelmei play. That guy Yilmaz also appeared too timely. This goal is really amazing. All the fans are marveling at Bayern's goal. And on the sidelines. Unlike those crazily celebrating fans. Fan Jia'er stopped all his original movements from the moment Feng shook his opponent. Feng passed that number 8 and it was very beautiful. But obviously, Van Bommel was asking for the ball back then. Why doesn't that guy pass the ball? Fuck. However, before he could express any dissatisfaction, that guy actually performed another amazing performance that shocked him a bit. Marseille roundabout. An absolutely textbook-style Marseille maneuver to get rid of. This guy, he doesn't know much about Feng, all he knows is that the guy in front of him is a tactical cancer player. He likes to stick to the ball and slows down all the team's attacks. The most important thing is that this guy always wastes that fleeting opportunity to pass the ball. However, just now, Van Gaal suddenly realized that while sticking to the ball, this Chinese kid's feet were so soft. That kind of dribbling movement, in addition to textbook-style rationality, is more of an absolutely suffocating beauty. Yes. Even Van Gaal couldn't find any flaws in his dribbling movements, which can only be described as beautiful. Every step is like a work of art. Of course, if it's just a passing person, Van Gaal won't feel much. What shocked Fan Jia'er was the last pass from Feng. A rainbow pass that hasn't appeared in Allianz Stadium for a long time. And that's the outer instep. It's still a long pass with absolute imagination and deadly power on the outer back of the foot. Just such a pass made Möncheng's iron-blooded defense, which had been held for 70 minutes, collapse instantly. Boss. Besides, as long as no one deliberately restricts he's really like in the previous collection. Just as Fan Jia'er was wondering if he really lacked understanding of Feng, the words of the assistant coach pulled Fan Jia'er's thoughts back to reality. Yeah. This guy has been at Bayern Munich for 6 months now. That kind of procrastination was already imprinted on his body like a brand. Only someone can deliberately keep an eye on him. His poor passing sense will make him a complete cancer in the team's attack. Moreover, this guy's body is very thin, so thin that even if someone gets close to him, he will immediately throw the ball. No way. As soon as he thought of this, Van Gaal immediately called out all his team members who had finished celebrating. The transmission is good. Of course, as a top coach, although I don't like Feng's playing style, old fans still gave him a false encouragement. Next, let's stick to the previous style of play. Give the ball all to Mark. Mark, we are already leading. Don't be too aggressive, control the pace of the game, and win this game. Fan Jia'er has no other intention, he just wants to tell Feng, who just completed an assist. His tactics have not changed in any way due to Feng's performance. His team with Van Gaal still needs midfielders like Van Bommel. Looking at Fan Jia'er's resolute expression, Feng did not respond. He knew that the impression he had left on the old man in front of him was too profound, and it was not something that could be changed with just one assist. But it doesn't matter anymore. Zhaozuiyuan.com. Although the opponent is only Mönchengladbach United in the 5th level league, Feng has a clear understanding of his true strength now. A 0.25s acceleration combined with the original Rikelmei youth attribute template. Feng knows. It seems that the era that truly belongs to him is coming. On the stands, Bayern fans are still discussing the goal just scored by Jia'er. But in the crowd, someone, who could no longer sit still, picked up the phone and walked into the exit passage. Oh my God! Jurgen, do you know what I saw at Allianz Stadium? Number 51. An absolute genius player. Yes. You have to trust my judgment. That kind of rhythm, that big heart. This guy is definitely a top-tier midfielder. Damn it, it's still on Bayern's winter break cleaning list. Buy him, make sure to buy him. You have to trust my judgment. Although I don't know why Bayern would sell him, I believe you won't be disappointed. P.S. A 2-in-1 chapter is presented. Pippi is still studying the appearance of the new book. The previous 2 were both about rough collisions, but this one, Pippi wants to express a kind of football beauty. We are still in the research stage. If you have any questions, please raise them. Pippi will correct them immediately. Finally, as the saying goes, Pippi kneels down and begs all the dads to follow up on the reading in various ticket rewards. Chapter 7. New system module opened. What is assistant boost point? 2.in.1. You are listening at novel full.audio. The Mönchengladbach alliance collapsed. After Feng used a rainbow assist to completely tear apart their defense that had been held for a full 70 minutes, the entire team seemed to be hit back to its original form. The backward ones want to attack, but after all, they are facing Bayern Munich, who is called the South King. Even these players from the reserve team are not comparable to them in the counterattack. In the 75th minute of the game, with guidance from Van Bommel in the middle, Wagner's long pass from the right accurately found Klose, who had already taken his position. Jump high, no suspense. This legendary German football figure steadily headed the ball into the opponent's goal. 2-0. At this moment, Feng, who was completely unable to participate in the attack, could only awkwardly stand in the middle circle and give applause to those unfamiliar teammates. In the 81st minute of the game, Feng finally received a sidekick from Van Bommel. Originally, Feng had planned to stabilize his attack and search for the opponent's loophole, but Van Gaal on the sidelines shouted for Feng to quickly hand over the ball. Not only Van Gaal, but also as the captain, Van Bommel seemed unwilling to stand still and wait for Feng, a stranger, to control the rhythm, shouting for Feng to return the ball. His mother. Silent Feng knocked the ball directly to Wagner on the right and then turned back to the center circle. This is Bayern. A superstar gathers in Bayern Munich, and in this team, no one would let a 21-year-old take control of everything, even if he has already shown his talent. Here, he can only be seen as a green leaf that highlights the optional presence of those top football stars. That's it. The game is over. Bayern Munich defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach 3.0 and advanced to the next round of the German Cup. Klose was selected as the best player of the game twice. As for Feng, apart from the stunning assist that just came on the field, there were hardly any impressive performances. On the contrary, in several Bayern counterattacks, due to holding the ball for too long, the teammates who had already advanced made many ineffective runs. There's no way, although Feng has the SSS template of Rikelmei, these teammates in front of him are even appearing on the same turf for the first time. Without any tacit understanding, unless Feng's template is full of passing attributes at the beginning, it is estimated that it can truly be flawless and become famous in one game. Well done, boys. Today is our last game of the year, let's enjoy your wonderful vacation like this. Although it was a bit convoluted, Van Gaal, who won the game, still greeted every player with a smile in the locker room. As for Feng, it's a bit awkward, maybe it was that assist that made Van Gaal suddenly have a bit of a talent-wasting idea. The old man actually promised Feng in front of him that he could continue to stay for another half-season. As for whether he is in the first team or the reserve team, Van Gaal did not say. For Van Gaal, this is already a great gift. However, at this point, Feng has completely had enough of sitting on the bench in a team like Bayern. After saying Happy New Year to fan Jia'er, Feng left the dressing room without looking back. I didn't bid farewell to those talkative and humorous teammates. Feng silently walked out of the court carrying his bag alone. However, not long after, the crisp prompt sound of the system suddenly rang out. Ding dong. Congratulations to the host for getting their first assist of the season. The system has officially launched the assist point increase module. Buffering. 1%. Feng is a bit confused, what is this assist point amplification module? Although curious, after all, this is still outside, so Feng can only continue to walk towards the exit of the stadium. Just as Feng arrived at the door, an old man wearing sunglasses suddenly stood in front of them. Hi. Standard German with a hint of southern accent. Taking a glance at the newcomer, Feng was very confident that he had never seen this guy at all. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm a scout. The old man lowered his voice, as if hiding behind the two guards behind Feng. A scout. Shoo, this is Allianz Stadium, I don't want to be kicked out by those guards. Sorry, I don't know you. The more he looked, the more he felt that the old man in front of him was abnormal, so Feng turned his head and decided to leave. His mind is now full of his own system, such as assists and boost points, and he has no intention of dealing with these unknown scouts. Hello. Hyson was confused. Speaking of which, as the chief scout of Borussia Dortmund, he has never been so ignored in recent years. Although he didn't come and tell the kid in front of him where he came from just now, just because of his precious attire, most people wouldn't ignore him so much. Watching Feng really leave with great strides. The old man could only chase after him with his already tired legs. Hello, don't leave yet. This is my business card. The old man finally caught up with Feng. However, as soon as he took out his business card, before he could pass it over, several journalists suddenly flashed out at the entrance of the stadium. Feng, we are reporters from Sports Weekly. Congratulations on your stunning and fantastic assist in Bayern Munich's debut today. May I ask if you have any thoughts about what you want to say to fans in China who have always cared about you? With such a good performance in this game, does it mean that you can get more playing time in the hands of Van Gaal in the second half of the season? Very abrupt. Yes, when asked such a question by the journalists who suddenly emerged and even startled him, Feng felt a bit overwhelmed. It's been 3 years. It is said that during the year when he failed to play in the World Youth Championship 3 years ago and went to Barcelona for a trial alone, there were indeed many journalists in China who had been tracking and reporting on him. Unfortunately, due to the failure of the mission, all attributes were locked and coupled with the insane 1-second slow forward shake, Feng truly became the famous injured Zhongyong in that World Youth Championship, just like being classified by someone else's Jianzhu. After traveling from Barcelona to Espanyol and even Granada several times, those domestic media outlets completely gave up reporting on Feng. Yeah. Who would be willing to spend so much money tracking and reporting on a useless player who can't even play a few official games? Today, a reporter suddenly interviewed him, and Feng knew that it was his assist that made these reporters feel a bit capable of writing materials. But what can I write? These people thought they would spread their wings at Bayern Munich after this game, but who could have thought that this game would be their farewell sales exhibition? Fans. Oh. Do you still have fans who follow me? I'm sorry, I have something else to do. With a self-deprecating smile, Feng carried his bag and left directly. He has been permanently expelled by those scumbags from the Football Association, and even some domestic media dare not even mention his name. He has a chicken fan. Feng walked very gracefully. The journalists who stayed in place were bewildered. What is the situation? Despite playing so well and even providing an assist, how could this guy behave like he's about to be fired by Bayern? The average young person would have been too happy to find such an interview opportunity, right? The reporters didn't understand the situation. But Mr. Hesse is really anxious. Coming to the door so early to block Feng, the old man is well aware that as soon as this game is reported, there are definitely many teams interested in Feng. Dortmund is not what it used to be now. Nowadays, Dote is on the brink of bankruptcy and is extremely poor. He really doesn't want a good seedling like Feng to miss out on his cherished Dote again because of that wicked money. Don't worry yet. I'm a scout, really, the chief scout. Dortmund's chief scout. Finally, the old man shouted at the top of his throat. However, although many Bayern fans on the street are looking towards this side, Feng, who was originally striding forward, has indeed come to a stop. With a puzzled face, Feng turned his head and looked at Heisen. Dortmund. Chief Scout. On the evening of December 27, 2007. Jürgen Klopp, inside the Dortmund club building, was still pondering over the team's tactical arrangements at the table. And what he doesn't know is, in the distant Munich, Dortmund's best scout has already caught the almost fleeting hope at the entrance of Allianz Stadium. Absolutely true. I'm from Dortmund. This is my business card. Can I treat you to a drink at the coffee shop not far ahead? Hessen said with a sincere expression on his face. And right behind Hesse, the Sports Weekly reporters who were refused interviews by Feng were surprised to hear all of Heisen's words. What? Is the scout from Dortmund or is he the chief scout? This guy has been chasing for so long, just to have a cup of coffee with Feng. Goekai believes it's just for drinking coffee. Damn it, Bayern's debut superstar was chased by Borussia Dortmund scouts outside the Allianz Stadium. What a sensational news headline this is. Click. 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 Without hesitation, these lucky journalists launched an online live broadcast at the first scene of Feng's piece with Dortmund. Of course, they just watched as Feng and Heisen walked into the coffee shop together. After they tried to enter, they were stopped by the waiter at the CAFA who refused entry to reporters. I'm sorry, I already checked your information during the game. I've been at Bayern for half a year, and today is my first substitute appearance. And before the game, you were already on the list for Bayern's winter break cleaning. As soon as he sat down, Hessen introduced Feng's information very professionally. Cough. After this introduction, Feng suddenly felt embarrassed. Damn it, according to the urban storyline, shouldn't we just kneel down and ask for something to join in at this time? Why are you still insulting people like this? I'm sorry, I just wanted to tell you that I've been doing my homework before and I've already spoken to Jürgen on Dortmund's side. He would be happy to see you at Westphalia Stadium. Jürgen. Feng was a bit confused, saying as a seasoned Bundesliga fan, even a Klopp fan, he vividly remembers that Klopp only arrived at Borussia Dortmund in the summer of 2008. Moreover, in the first official match after arriving at Borussia Dortmund, he led Borussia Dortmund to win the Super Cup championship. But it's clearly 2007 now, but Klopp probably hasn't come yet. Get it? Although he was a little confused, Feng was too lazy to care about these things again. His mother himself could come back, and the world did not know how broken it was. I'm sorry, Mr. Heisen. I'm still a Bayern Munich player for now, although I have indeed appeared on the squad. I know, Chin. I don't have any intention of directly signing a contract with you. I just want to inform you in advance that Borussia Dortmund will submit a quote to Bayern Munich as soon as the transfer window opens. A very short meeting. The two ended their conversation without even finishing a cup of coffee. There's no way, a player without an agent, a scout without much signing authority. They can only briefly introduce the situation when they come together. After speaking for a while, Feng finally understood what Hessen meant. To put it simply, this guy just started to take a liking to himself on the field, and without further investigation by Borussia Dortmund, Hessen directly negotiated with Klopp about what he would offer him. Of course, all of this is just a preliminary idea. If Dortmund really offers a quote in the end, he will have to find his agent to negotiate a contract or something with Dortmund. It's very complicated. Finally, Feng also left a phone call from Heisen, and the two agreed to continue their detailed discussions until the transfer period officially began. Feng just left the coffee shop and returned home. As soon as he returned home, just as Feng had imagined, the old father and mother were so excited that they hugged him directly in their arms. What Feng has finally emerged, and the future Feng will be smooth sailing. Even in the end, Feng, who was both in tears, persuaded the old couple to return to their room. As soon as he returned to the room, Feng immediately closed the door and lay on the bed. He doesn't think about anything now. He just wants to know what the assist boost points that the system prompts are really. Proficient in entering the system. That half-dead attribute still looks like that. However, what surprised Feng was that the system interface, which was originally empty except for attributes, had an additional option for assist amplification. Without much consideration, Feng directly clicked on the assist amplification option. Assistive increase points, +1. PS, calculate the number of points based on the importance of the host game. In competitions such as the German Cup, the number of points for each assist increase is +1. In 5 league-level matches, the number of assist points is +2, and in Champions League-level matches, it is +3. The number of points increased by assists can increase the potential value of the host's basic attributes. Every 10 assist points can increase the potential value of the host's basic attributes by 1 point. Potential value. Feng is a bit confused. He asked Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com to say that the Rikelmei template here is at the SSS level. How could this template still have potential value? Is it difficult or not? Without daring to delay, Feng immediately returned to his basic attribute column. Well, when Feng returned to the basic attribute column, he realized that his attributes really had potential thresholds. Previously, it was likely that the number of points for this assist boost did not come out, so the system did not display it. As for now. Attack. 71, 85, control. 78, 85, dribbling. 80, 89, passing. 85, 90, shooting. 69, 79, heading. 60, 65, set ball. 59, 85, curved ball. 83, 88, speed. 75, 80, foot strength. 78, 84, jumping. 61, 0, body contact. 70, 75, physical fitness. 70, 82, defense. 51, 51, grabbing the ball 55, 55, comprehensive evaluation 72, 88, upon closer inspection, Feng realized that the highest growth value of his SSS template was a comprehensive ability level of 89. 88, well, it is indeed much more legendary than Rikelmei, who was only 86 in the original live game. However, Feng is a bit confused about how to increase the potential threshold, but he knows how to add this basic attribute. Relying on one's own training. Or is it relying on something else? Chapter 8. Chaos, Chaos, Cottbus is here to cause trouble. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The German Cup has ended and Bayern Munich has smoothly advanced to the second round. Van Gaal generously announced on the same evening that Bayern Munich had officially entered the long winter break. Similarly, the arrival of the winter break also meant that those players who had been placed on Bayern's squad for a long time were about to officially leave. Of course, this refers to the players who are being sought after. Individuals like Feng, who were not pre-booked, can only be laid off by Bayern at the last minute according to tradition. However, just as Van Gaal was still considering whether he should really give Feng, who had played a rainbow assist, a second chance, the number 51, who had not received any interest from any team, suddenly received a symbolic offer. A very unexpected team. Van Gaal never expected that Cottbus, who was already in the relegation zone of the league, would be interested in Feng, who considered himself a tactical cancer of the team. 800,000 euros. This price seems to be not too low. Holding the quotation in his hand, Van Gaal smiled and said to Bayern transfer manager Benito Roberts standing beside him. That guy received his salary from the Bayern reserve team, and he also signed for free when he came to Bayern. So, it seems like we used him for half a season, and in the end, he helped us earn back 5,000,000 inch. Haha, Roberts, you're still so vulgar. By the way, this guy suddenly received a quote, and the most important thing was yesterday's game. Not to mention, I watched the live broadcast and that assist was really beautiful. For a moment, I felt like this guy had the elegance of Rikelmei playing football. Originally, Roberts was just casually speaking, but as soon as he spoke, Roberts regretted it. His mother, how could he forget that this is the most hated existence of Rikelmei in the world? Sure enough, as soon as he finished speaking, Van Gaal, who was originally smiling, immediately turned black. Cough, who's calling me? I'll go over first. You can handle Chen's transfer, and if I agree, let him go like this. Roberts left with a gloomy expression, while old Fan closed his eyes expressionlessly. Rikelmei. As soon as he heard this name, the old man always felt an unnamed anger in his heart, which even it gradually made him dislike the entire Argentina. Chinese Youth Super League Platinum midfield shines at Allianz Stadium. Bayern Munich has offered a high price for contract renewal. Shang Zhongyong's counterattack. Feng's explosive assist at Allianz Stadium. The king of the most beautiful midfield in Chinese football has returned, and Feng has firmly established himself as a key player for Bayern Munich. On December 28, 2007, in China, early in the morning, the internet began to be flooded with such reports. There's no way. It has been 2 weeks since Jia'er from Cottbus scored a goal in a Bundesliga match against Leverkusen, and there has been no good news from Chinese overseas players. For major sports websites that rely solely on Chinese fans for a living, Feng's assist is like a life-saving straw. Regardless of whether it is true or not, all websites directly brought Feng's assist videos and began various self-media style reporting. There are even wild rumors about Van Gaal crying in the locker room to request Feng to renew his contract. Okay, at this moment, the old Chen couple sitting in Feng's room and being pulled by Feng to read these reports finally understand why their phones were ringing non-stop before dawn this morning. I said, his mother, old Lee has always been in front of us, and this morning he said so sincerely that he would invite me to dinner when I came home. Not only that, Xiaofeng's sister-in-law also called and said she wanted to introduce a girl from their company, or the daughter of a deputy director with a bachelor's degree. I don't know what kind of calculation she's making. Why didn't she introduce Xiaofeng to us before we kicked him out? Hey, little sister, they are also kind. How could they make things worse in your mouth? Alright. If you want to say that, let's talk about your family. What does Xiaofeng's aunt's phone call mean this morning? What does Xiaofeng mean? Will he make a lot of money now that he signs a big contract? What does she mean? They have been working very hard this year, and her son is about to get married. What does she mean? She just wants to borrow money in advance to raise dowry for his foolish son. Hello. Qin Hao, what do you mean? What does it mean that our family is planning to borrow money? Please make it clear. Our family. Get it. Looking at the old couple who had already started PK mode with their swords drawn, Qin Feng instantly became two heads in a row. The old couple thought they could renew their contract with Bayern. However, it's also true that anyone who sees so much news reporting on themselves feels like they're about to soar to the sky. My goal often opens at home. Just as old Qin and his wife were preparing to escalate the war, Qin Feng's phone suddenly rang. As soon as Qin Feng's phone rang, the old couple also instantly quieted down. They are still waiting for Bayern to give Qin Feng a call to renew their contract, although Qin Feng has explained several times that he will definitely leave. Hurry up, pick it up, Xiaofeng. It must be from Bayern. Huh, our family's Xiaofeng can finally make me proud. When I return to China during the Chinese New Year, Xiaofeng, you can get more signature photos and other things, and your lousy can also show off well. Alright, don't push me anymore. Tell my son to answer the phone quickly and don't delay the business. Okay, looking at the two people looking forward, Qin Feng could only reluctantly answer the phone. It was indeed Bayern calling. However, the news coming from the other end of the phone made the old Qin couple, who were still looking forward to it, directly lose face. Qin. The club has received a quote from Cottbus. Please contact your agent as soon as possible to discuss the specific details of your transfer contract. If there's no extra time, go to Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com and hang up the phone at Bayern Munich. Bayern wants Qin Feng to transfer. And the transferred team is still Cottbus, currently ranked second to last in the league. Transfer. What do these dog days mean? My son had such a beautiful assist yesterday, and they're going to sell him today. Yeah, what do these foreigners think? Are they blind? Yesterday, those German fans in the stands were praising our son. As soon as Qin Feng hung up the phone, the old couple started again. However, before they could argue a few words, Qin Feng's phone rang again. Hello. Hello. Xiao Qin. Is that you, Mandarin? I don't know the phone number, but the voice is authentic Mandarin. Qin Feng is a bit confused, not many people know this number. I'm Xiao Jia'er. I asked for your phone number from Xiaodong. I just called you to discuss your transfer. Cottbus has already submitted a formal offer to Bayern Munich. I think you can consider coming to Cottbus. Xiao Jia'er's phone number. Or did you invite yourself to Cottbus? Now, Qin Feng is also a bit confused. What is the situation? Cottbus. Isn't this a team that will be relegated next year? P.S. Ladies and gentlemen, the timeline is in 2008. At that time, Xiao Jia'er did a good job at Cottbus, while the previous Yang Chen and others were indeed decent in the Bundesliga. Chapter 9. Choosing a cut also depends on the appearance time. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jurgen, believe in my judgment. That guy is definitely a genius. I don't know why Bayern would throw him out of that genius either. Within the Borussia Dortmund club, Hessen, who had already returned to Dortmund, rushed to Klopp's office eagerly. I know now. After you finished calling, I had already sent someone to collect information about that kid. Unlike Hesse's impatience, Klopp had a calm expression on his face. Yeah. I knew you wouldn't doubt Hessen's vision, would you? Did you also be amazed? That elegance, that leisurely stroll, that confidence in controlling everything. That guy is a natural leader player. Recalling everything he saw on the Allianz field, Hesse couldn't help but start again. Hey. Hessen, are you? Hey, forget it, come and take a look. To Hessen's surprise, Klopp didn't seem to be infected at all. Instead, he took out a disc from the drawer and placed it in the player. Soon, some scenes of Feng's competition starting from the World Youth Championship appeared on TV. The first picture is that China vs Turkey in the first game of the World Youth Championships. Feng plays tricks on the whole Turkey's midfield like a crush on the court. Especially with a dreamy long pass from the back of the outer foot, it delivered the ball to the feet of Manchester United player Dong Fangjua today, helping him complete the goal. Look. It's this kind of outer instep. This guy used it so perfectly 3 years ago. What a genius. At the sight of this shot, Hesse couldn't help but cheer for his gaze again. Don't worry, Hesse, keep watching. I have finished watching the 10-minute video material. Hesse, who was just about to explode with excitement, sat in front of Klopp with some confusion. That's not right. Impossible. How could it be like this? It shouldn't be. Hessen, muttering in his mouth, seemed to have fallen into a dead end of self-doubt. Hesse, do you now know why this guy, despite having such a beautiful pass, still hasn't been able to establish himself in La Liga or Bundesliga? His passing is too slow. The intensity of the World Youth League matches is completely different from the 5 major leagues. In Granada, if there is a reliable midfielder who is keeping an eye on that kid, then his sticky ball can even hinder the team's attack, which is the biggest loophole of the team. In the past 3 years, even to the Bayern reserve team, his habit of waiting for the ball to pass has never been changed. 1 or 2 assists do not necessarily mean anything. Bayern has the best technical and training team in the entire Bundesliga, and since they have all given up players. Klopp didn't finish speaking, but Hesse understood what Klopp meant. It seems that my old friend has not taken a liking to Feng. That's right, this guy has always liked the tactic of winning with speed. A guy like Feng who likes to control everything in his own hands, it's strange that Klopp likes it. However, even so, Hessen still hasn't given up. Yes, even after watching so many videos, he still firmly believes that his vision is not a problem. That elegance, that leisurely stroll, that confidence, he didn't believe that number 51 would really continue like this. Jurgen, I know you've made a decision, but I still want to say, I've been in the scouting industry for almost 40 years. I've discovered Lars Ricken, I've discovered Stefan Reut, and I've been scouting for Borussia Dortmund for a lifetime. This time. Really, I don't think my vision is wrong. I love Dortmund, I have been in love with Dortmund since I was 5 years old. I am willing to give everything for Dortmund. Believe me. That kid, really, is suitable for this place. Of course, if you think that kid's strength is not enough now, you can also buy him first and then rent him out, but no matter what, that kid must have Dortmund. Klopp didn't speak. He didn't interrupt Mr. Hesse, he just listened quietly. Although he had made a judgment before Hessen arrived, as Hessen said, sometimes human vision is more accurate than those so-called data and mechanical images. A scout with a 40-year career, an old guy who sees Borussia Dortmund as his life, is definitely not wrong. All right. Hesse, you convinced me. I will have the club submit a quote to Bayern, of course, we don't have much budget, 2 million is our limit. Thank you, Jurgen, thank you. 2 million is enough, absolutely enough. Haha, that's it then. You can officially invite that kid. His salary and benefits can be discussed with his agent. I'll let the club handle everything now. Nodding, Hessen left. After closing the door, Hessen suddenly realized. Speaking, did he show a bit too much just now? There is even a kind of is there a moral kidnapping of Klopp? However, it doesn't matter, anyway, everything he does is for Dortmund. The most important thing now is to quickly go to Munich and find that kid. Although according to Klopp, that kid shouldn't be much of a concern, it's unlikely that he will have many long dreams at night. He needs to quickly cut through the chaos and lure that kid to Dortmund. After signing the contract with Dortmund, let Klopp do it again. Xiao Gu. Well. I'm not sure if coming to Cottbus is your idea, or is it from the club over there? Xiao Qin, of course it's from the club. You kid had such a beautiful assist in the German Cup yesterday. Don't you know that many German second division teams have already started collecting your information? By the way, Xiao Qin, I think it would be the best choice for you to come to Cottbus now. In the last round of the league, our main midfield was injured, and it would take at least 3 months for us to recover. Now the team has been thinking about filling up the midfield, but you also know Cottbus's financial situation. They can't afford any expensive players, so. Cough cough, I didn't say you're cheap, it's okay, brother Xiao. In short, you're not too young at your age. At 21, your most important thing is to play more games. Don't worry about the team, the stronger the team, the less chance you have to play according to your playing style. Therefore, our poor team like ours is most suitable for you to avoid relegation. Not to mention, although I am not familiar with Xiao Jia'er, the things he said are indeed for his own consideration. What is oneself? Although Rikelmei youth template has high growth potential, based on his current comprehensive evaluation of 72, besides relegation teams, which other strong teams would be willing to let him play like that? As for Xiao Jia'er's mention of Dei, there is no saying that their own assists can increase their points in the German second division. Zhaozuiyuan.com I have to continue playing in the Bundesliga no matter how much I drop for that point. With this thought, Feng also had an idea at once. Transfer or something. Now he no longer cares about the team, all he cares about is the opportunity to play. Only the exact opportunity to appear is what he needs the most. Well, thank you, brother Xiao. That's what I think too. Haha, that's it. I'll say hello to the club and ask the agent to sign the contract as soon as possible. I'll also find a house for you here. Oh. By the way, if you don't mind, you can live with me. The house arranged by the club for me is quite large. Ah. What's wrong, Xiao Qin? What other concerns do you have? No, brother Xiao, this. I don't have an agent yet. On the other end of the phone, Xiao Jia'er was also momentarily speechless. At this moment, Xiao Jia'er also remembered the rumor 3 years ago that Feng injured Zhong Yong and was expelled from the Chinese Football Association. Online people are speculating that Feng doesn't cherish himself, but only those in the industry know why a teenage child is being fooled by those dog days. It's been 3 years. Unable to return to China, drifting alone outside. This child I can't even afford to hire a manager. Don't worry, Xiao Qin, I'll introduce you to one. P.S. Second update sent. In the new book period, I beg all the readers and dads for their tickets and data. Chapter 10. How much does Dote earn? The troubles of ordinary people have come. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Old Hessen is getting old. His body could no longer bear the hustle and bustle, but for the sake of his beloved Dortmund, the old man still drove back to Munich overnight. However, what the old man didn't know was that it was just before he came. Feng has already agreed to his elder brother's invitation. I'm sorry, Mr. Hessen. Unfortunately, I have decided to go to Cottbus. Feng is not a procrastinator. Since he has made the most suitable decision for himself now, he has no intention of letting Hessen continue to waste his time. No. Qin. You have to believe me. Cottbus is not your domain. Do you know Cottbus' current performance? Do you know Cottbus' financial situation? Really, Cottbus will definitely be demoted. If you insist on going to a German second division team, then you can take your time to choose. There are many German second division teams that interest you now. Feng heard the anxiety on the other end of the old man's phone. However, not to mention that being valued so much by Dortmund's meritorious scouts, Feng also felt quite that one. Mr. Hessen. Stop talking. I've already arrived in Munich. Can we meet and chat? Oh, listen to me. The old man actually came back, and Feng didn't disappoint him either. The two of them still made an appointment at the previous CAFA. As soon as we met, Hessen anxiously took out the pre-prepared contract template. On the club side, Hessen had already made a tentative offer of 1 million yuan, compared to Cottbus's 800,000 yuan, even before meeting Feng. This quotation made Bayern hesitate as well. By the way, although it's not much like 200,000 yuan, it's also a waste of money. I have already discussed with the club. As long as you agree, you can immediately become a player for Borussia Dortmund, and not for the reserve team, but for the official first team. Hessen didn't lie. Before coming, he negotiated with Klopp that Feng would join the first team and receive an annual salary of 700,000 euros, which is much higher than Feng's 300,000 euros at Bayern Munich. Feng didn't speak, he just picked up the contract template handed over by Hessen and looked at it. Well, to be honest, Feng was also slightly moved by the persistent old man in front of him. In just 2 days, from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern Munich, and then back to Dortmund from Bayern Munich, at such an old age, if one is not careful, Mr. Hessen, as you know, I'm already 21 years old. The most important thing for me right now is not what team I want to play for. I want a stable playing time, which is what's most important to me. I know, so before coming here, I had a preliminary idea. It's like this. Now, if you go to Dortmund, I really can't guarantee that you will get a chance to play immediately, after all, I'm not the head coach. However, Dortmund has cooperated with many teams, and after going to Dortmund, you can definitely find a team that can give you a stable playing time. Can you understand what I mean? It means signing a guaranteed contract with Dortmund first, and then renting you out so that you can. Throughout the morning, the old man tirelessly persuaded Feng. Well, not to mention, under the old man's persuasion, Feng really felt a bit moved. Jia'er also told him about the general conditions at Cottbus, and due to financial reasons, the annual salary that Cottbus can offer to Feng now is even less than 300,000 yuan from Bayern. This is still before tax. The tax in Germany is outrageously high at 43%. This also means that if he signs Cottbus, although he has a goal to play, he can get much less money than Bayern. But if he really signs a contract with Dortmund first, as old Hesse said, and then finds a club to rent himself out, so he can at least get Dortmund's 650,000 yuan annual salary, plus some bonuses from the new team. By this calculation, he will earn at least 300,000 to 400,000 euros more per year. This is not a small sum of money. With these 300,000 to 400,000, the old Chin couple at least don't have to work so hard from dawn to dusk. Hey! Thinking of this, Feng was also filled with helplessness. Other travelers either have various golden fingers or super strong earning abilities. But because Mao came to him, golden finger is a broken version, and the only known Bitcoin will be opened in his mother 2 years. This makes him just an ordinary person at the beginning. It was obvious that Heisen also saw Feng's intention. However, even if he finally saw that he could win it, Feng still told him to consider it and run away. Of course, the reason why Feng disappeared was not because he didn't want to make more money, but because Jia'er called him yesterday and came over. Moreover, it's not alone. Jia'er rushed over with his agent. Upon hearing that Jia'er had brought his agent over, Feng naturally went to meet Jia'er with ease. To be honest, after talking to Hesse all morning, he had a big head and still couldn't figure out how to do it in the end. Xiao Gu. It's right outside my small shop. Qin Feng saw Xiao Jia'er driving his Volkswagen. Although it was their first time meeting, after all, this was Germany, and the warmth of their compatriots instantly diluted their unfamiliarity. Xiao Qin. Stop talking nonsense, let me introduce you to this person, my agent. As soon as he got off the car, Xiao Jia introduced Qin Feng directly. Karl Herzog. A middle-aged man in his 40s, dressed in a capable suit. Although he didn't have much hair, Qin Feng felt at first glance that the person Xiao Jia'er introduced to him was quite reliable. After all, Qin Feng also knew that it was thanks to the help of Karl Herzog that Xiao Jia'er had been able to go so smoothly during his years abroad. Hello, Mr. Karl Herzog. Hello Qin. I have watched your last game video, to be honest, you are definitely worthy of Cottbus. Thank you for your praise, Mr. Karl Herzog. After a few pleasantries, Qin Feng walked into his small shop with Xiao Jia'er and Karl Herzog. Because they knew that Xiao Jia'er was coming, the old Qin couple prepared early on. As soon as they arrived, the old Qin couple's specialty dishes were all served on the table. Knowing that Qin Feng and his companions were going to talk about business, after serving the dishes, the old Qin couple all returned to the kitchen. Xiao Qin, the club has contacted me and said that Borussia Dortmund also plans to buy you, and their offer is higher than ours. After taking a few bites, Xiao Jia'er spoke up. Of course, Qin Feng didn't hide anything and just in front of Karl Herzog, he blurted out old Hessen's morning words. Although Qin Feng has not yet planned to actually sign with Karl Herzog and look for Shuyuan www.xiaoshuyuan.com, in Qin Feng's opinion, as a senior agent, Karl Herzog must be much clearer in terms of personal planning than his current self. Qin. I think that person named Hessen said it well. Signing a contract with Borussia Dortmund and seeking a loan is definitely the most suitable way for you now. And, coincidentally, Cottbus can also save a transfer fee, so you can make some reasonable demands in the loan contract, such as various bonuses. Karl Herzog began to analyze the pros and cons of Qin Feng in such a slow and systematic manner. Get it? Looking at Karl Herzog's serious demeanor, Qin Feng no longer had much concern. What kind of person is he now? It's just an unpopular Bayern abandoned general, and Karl Herzog, introduced by Xiao Jia'er, is not bad. Can he still wait for Loyola or Mendez to come and visit in his small shop? That's the plot of his mother novel. He is an ordinary person, so let's take his time step by step. That's it, first handle the matter of the agent, and then he'll have to grit his teeth and climb up step by step. P.S. Dear readers, regarding signing Dortmund first and then renting it out, this is to lay the groundwork for the subsequent plot. The plot is about to pass, so I beg your fathers not to think that the progress is too slow. The cover of this book has already made a 2 million word outline, which will definitely not disappoint your fathers. Finally, I still kneel down to seek data. The new book list is too dismal, woo-woo.